Hello, my name is Lynette Harkness. I'm the transcribing and captioning specialist at Weber State's Disability Office. I will be talking to you today about some of the things that our office provides for students at Weber State and how you can appropriately interact with students and with our office. WSU's Disability Services has several roles and responsibilities. Primarily, we provide academic accommodations for students with disabilities under the guidance of the ADA, or Americans with Disabilities Act. We also provide support and resources for faculty members. And we serve as a resource to the campus and community regarding disability-related issues and accessibility at campus functions. In this short video, I will provide a brief overview of Disability Services accommodation process, as well as some tips and information specifically for faculty. Disability Services staff meets with students one-on-one and determines the most appropriate academic accommodations on a case-by-case basis. The student is responsible for providing us with documentation from their diagnostician which states the disability, as well as the limitations of the disability. Based on this information, combined with the student's previous accommodations and their self-report, we determine the most appropriate and reasonable accommodations. After determining the accommodations, the advisor will write accommodation letters for the student to present to their faculty. We work with all students, regardless of whether they are taking face-to-face, hybrid, or online classes. Remember, the type of accommodation the student receives may change based on the format of the class. The purpose of an accommodation is to alleviate the limitation a student is experiencing because of the disability. Often, students with different disabilities or limitations will have the same accommodation. For example, a student named Cameron may struggle with focus and attention during a lecture, while another student named Mindy requires more time to process information. After careful review and meeting with the students, Cameron and Mindy will both likely be allowed to record the class lecture as an accommodation so they can review the information later at a time after class. There are a few things we would like all faculty to be aware of as you work with students with disabilities. No one should ever ask a student if they have a disability. However, if the student discloses that they have a disability but have not provided you with an accommodation letter from our office, please refer them to come and meet with us. We strongly recommend that all course syllabi contain a statement referring students to contact our office in order to request accommodations. This statement can be found on our website at www.weber.edu/disability services under the Policies tab on the left-hand side. We also encourage an event statement be placed on all advertisements for your department's events and activities. This statement is also available on our website. When you receive an accommodation letter from the student, you should not ask about their disability. However, you can ask about and discuss how their accommodations will apply in your particular course. If you have any questions, please call the advisor who wrote the accommodation letter. We are here to support you as well as the student. We do understand that there are some accommodations that may not be appropriate in a particular course. If you have any questions or concerns about a particular accommodation, rather than denying the accommodation, please speak with the student's advisor to determine a more appropriate alternative. Even if you suspect a student will not be able to meet the technical standards of your course, they should not be denied the opportunity to prove what they can or cannot do, just like the rest of their peers. Each student must be assessed fairly and equally. As you develop your courses, whether they are face-to-face or online, here are a few tips to keep in mind. All of the course expectations should be explicitly stated in the course objectives or somewhere else on the syllabus. For example, if your course requires regular attendance, please be sure the reason for this requirement is clearly outlined. Many students use screen reader programs as one of their accommodations. Documents that have been created in programs such as Microsoft Word and perhaps saved as a PDF can be read by a screen reader. However, documents or images that have been scanned cannot be read by those computer programs. But if a student in your course has requested access to these documents, our Disability Services Office can help you make them accessible. All films or audio materials should have written transcripts or closed captioning available. As you're buying films or searching for video clips, please search for videos that already have closed captioning. If you have questions about this process or you are using materials that do not have closed captioning, please contact us. We can work with you and your department to ensure these materials are accessible. Our office is a secure testing center and can provide needed testing accommodations to students who qualify. If your test is available on KaiTester, please open the test to all testing centers so our testing coordinator can make the needed adjustments to the parameters of the exam. We are also able to proctor paper exams in our office. Finally, students with disabilities are still students. They have the same needs and concerns as other students, and they should be held to the same standard as the rest of their peers. We never expect a faculty member to change or compromise the standards of their course for a student with a disability. We are here not only to provide accommodations and support the student, we are also here to help and support you. If at any time during the semester you have questions or concerns about an accommodation letter, services we provide, or want us to provide a disability training to your department, please contact us. Our staff is happy to provide any information we can. We have offices in the Ogden and Davis campuses, and we are available for one-on-one questions as well as department trainings. Thank you.